and welcome to Sunday Night Live. Now, if you were just here with me, you would have noticed that I lost connection. So I've jumped back on, refreshed, and started again. So if you're still there, great. If not, watch the replay because tonight's is really good. I really want to share with you tonight what I want to talk about with you. So I'm just checking my screens to make sure we're all good. So ladies, tonight we're going to talk about your values, and do your values match how you live? Now, that might sound simple, but it can be completely life-changing once you really lean into it. So we're going to talk about values and the things that matter to you and the things that guide your decisions or should guide your decisions. So let's take a breath. Let's reset to start this live again, because this is a beautiful moment for us to pause and to check in with ourselves. And the reason I wanted to talk about this tonight is because I've had some shake-ups in my world around my values, and I thought I'll share with you my learnings from it because it might help you with where you're at in your life at the moment. So why do values matter? Here's the truth. Your values are like a compass. They guide how you show up, what you say yes to, what you walk away from, and how confident you feel in your decisions. But here's the thing. Most people haven't actually taken the time to ask themselves, what do I truly value? I think probably if I said to you what's important to you, you might be able to list off a couple of things that are important to you. But do you know what you really value? Have you taken the time to work that out? And when you don't know what you value, life can start to feel unsteady. You second guess yourself. You people please. And you stay stuck in roles and habits and relationships that don't feel like you. And I have experienced that. I've experienced being very aligned with my values, and I've experienced not being aligned with my values. And the story I'm going to share with you tonight kind of crept up on me about my misalignment with my values, and I want to share that with you, and that's why I want to talk to you tonight. So when you do know what you value, it's like flicking on a light switch. Decisions get easier, confidence comes more naturally, and you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. So we're going to do a little exercise to help you identify your top 7 values. So this gives you the opportunity while you're listening to this to take those few minutes to really think about it. So I want to challenge you to write down your top 7 values. You might have a pen and paper or on your notes on your phone. So this is your personal list, no one else's. And I'm going to give you some examples of what it might include. And when you get off this live tonight, if you haven't quite finished, take a bit more time to have a think about it. So it could include things like family, connection, health, learning, travel, financial freedom, honesty, growth. You might want to be growing from your experiences. Creativity might be important to you. Contribution might be important to you. Rest might be important to you. Time with loved ones, spirituality, or fun. So that's just a very short list of some values that a lot of people might have. So have a think, what would be your top 7? Quickly jot them down and I'll keep speaking. So we're not looking for the ones that just sound good, but the ones that you know deep down matter. Once you have your 7, here's the next step. So this is where you really get to find out if they're aligned with what you believe and value. So where does your time actually go? I want to take you to a really honest, I want you to take a really honest look at where you're spending your time each week. You might say, family is my number 1 value. But are you actually spending time with them? You might say your health is your top priority. But when was the last time that you really moved your body or gave yourself proper rest. Here's where it gets real. What if we reordered your values list based on your calendar, not your heart? What would come out on top? Would work be on top? Is that where you spend the most time? Would scrolling on your phone become a top priority because that's where you spend a lot of your time? Saying yes to things that don't light you up, is that what's on top? Are you saying yes to people that are not your highest value? And if those things aren't in line with what you say you value, that's okay. You're not broken, but it is a signal that something's out of alignment. Now, I want to share with you what's brought this live to you tonight. So it's something personal. A couple of weeks ago, my husband said something to me that really landed. Now, at the time, it was hard to hear, and I did cry, but I was very present in the conversation because I do value that communication. And he said, Kylie, you are working too much. Do you even have time left for us? Now remember, this was the relationship I waited years for, and I would say is one of my top values, my top priorities. But I wasn't putting enough time there. So now for context, I work full-time in a leadership role, and I run my coaching business before and after that work and on weekends. And the truth is, I love both. I choose to work those hours right now because I'm building something meaningful, because I want a life that gives me more freedom later, more time with my husband, more time with my kids, more time with my grandchildren. But what he said, when he said that, I realized something. I thought I was doing this for my family. I'm working all these hours, I'm building something meaningful because I'm doing it for my family, because I want to have freedom of choice to spend time with them. But in reality, I was spending less time with them than ever. And that hit me hard because it made me realize my actions were no longer aligned with my values. It was a big aha moment. Work had become my number one value simply because that's where all my time was going. And it took that wake-up call to shift things for me, to start to make intentional changes so my time and energy lined up with what I actually care most about. So it was, even though that was a hard conversation to have, and I thought I was living an alignment with my values because I was aiming for something that was important to me, my family, I really wasn't. Because your values, what you value, is where you put your time. So what I'm bringing to your attention tonight is to really think about where do you put your time, because that will show you what you actually value. So now I ask you, does how you spend your time reflect what you say you value? Or are your true values showing up in your schedule, whether you like it or not? So when I was very aligned to my values, I was spending a lot of time with friends and loved ones and family. One of my highest values is health, and I was exercising hard 6 times a week. I was eating healthy. I was very aligned. One of my other top values is growth. I love learning and growing from it, and I was flooding my world with that. So when I am aligned to my values, and living my values and putting my time correctly to my values, life feels amazing. But this particular one actually kind of snuck up on me, and maybe that's something you're feeling too. Now, this isn't about feeling guilty, it's just an awareness, so that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention tonight. Because once you see the misalignment, you can change it. And that's what I've been doing. You can make small shifts, say no more often. You can carve out time for what matters, and I have been doing that, and let go of the things you're doing out of obligation if they don't align with your values. So here is what I'd love you to do. Drop your 3 top values in the comments and tell me, are they reflected in how you're spending your time? Now, this is, be honest, be vulnerable, be accountable. It might just help other women who are also going down this journey as well. And if not, what's one small change you're ready to make? So for me, it was not working as much on weekends. So it meant that I had to either downsize what the workload that I was doing or change the timeline to be able to accommodate that. But when I remembered what I truly valued, I made the changes to make sure it aligned with my values. So this is where transformation begins. Not in big, perfect plans, but in small, honest shifts that bring you back to you. So I hope that my story from the last couple of weeks has been able to resonate with you in some way, either as a aha moment, yes, I'm not living to my values, or yep, I'm on track. I value all these things and it's obvious in the time that I spend on them. But if you're not, if where you're spending your time doesn't align with what you think you value, time to think about it and to maybe pivot and change where you're putting your time. And if this is something that you're navigating that's feeling a bit out of alignment or you're losing touch with who you are, that's exactly what we explore in my program, Rise Again. And it can be delivered to you in many formats, self-paced or group coaching or one-on-one. And this is where you can rebuild your confidence and get clarity on what's important to you and connect with what really matters from the inside out and really start to create that life that you're looking for. So send me a message with the words Rise Again if that's you, and I'll send you some information and let's start to get your life to feel like yours again. One choice at a time. Thanks for being here tonight, ladies, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.